No one deserves to go through something like this behind bars. He has lived in Florida for more than half his life and worked for the same construction job for many decades. Every day that goes without him here is a day lost forever. This is about being human, about love, connection, and presence. The one thing he needs the most is the one thing that we're being kept from giving him, which is us. I feel that it would be immoral and inhumane to let a man who is suffering, who is terminally ill, spend what little time he has left in pain and isolation. Please don't let him die in a cell. Please don't let his vital memories be of those of pain and isolation. The American flag stands for compassion, kindness, liberty, and justice for all. We're all human, and today I'm asking for one human act of compassion to please let my dad come home.
Yes, to both of you ladies on the line, thank you for staying with us and providing your testimony. It's a difficult position for us and for y'all. However, I've listened to your testimony carefully. My vote, again, is to deny the request for conditional medical release. I know that's not what you wanted to hear, though.
I listened very closely to your statement, and you used the words that the American flag represents compassion, kindness, liberty, and justice. And those are all the things that we have to take into consideration, both on behalf of the citizens of our state as well as the person whose case we're hearing. And we make these difficult decisions. And so I am going to continue with my previous vote, which was to deny the request for conditional medical release. That would be a majority vote to deny the request for conditional medical release.
Hey guys, welcome back again to my channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking when you saw this video. So imagine voting against your own father, like you voted against your own parent. That's so absurd. Someone whose father, okay, today's story is about a lady whose dad is actually ill, like critically ill, and he has about 6 months or thereabout to actually live. And yeah, she's actually Latina, I think Brazil or thereabout. And this lady voted for the current administration, even when the whole mass deportation thing was spelled out that this was going to happen. She didn't look at it, she didn't think about it, she never thought it was going to come to her. But alas, it's coming, it's in front of her right now, and she's on the internet regretting her vote, that she wished she knew better. Well, a lot of people have made comments, reacted to the video, so many stitches and all that. The video is actually going viral on TikTok, which I'm just going to let you guys watch. Then we'll come back with the commentary. Please go ahead and let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more and more people can see it. Credit to all creators on this video. So let's go watch, then I'll come back with the commentary.
In Florida for more than half his life and worked for the same construction job for many decades. Every day that goes without him here is a day lost forever. This is about being human, about love, connection, and presence. The one thing he needs the most is the one thing that we're being kept from giving him, which is us. I feel that it would be immoral and inhumane to let a man who is suffering, who is terminally ill, spend what little time he has left in pain and isolation. Please don't let him die in a cell. Please don't let his vital memories be of those of pain and isolation.
The one thing your dad needs the most is his family. And that is the one thing that his own daughter kept from him by voting for Trump, because you thought you were white. But this is the most extreme reality check for you, that your proximity to whiteness, that your white husband, your white baby, your white in-laws, your new white family, none of that means you are white. And it's not going to protect you, and it didn't protect your dad. You voted for a man who you knew was immoral and inhumane, who ran on mass deportation and said,
"They're poisoning the blood of our country." That's what they've done.
Immigrants are poisoning the blood of our country. He's talking about your dad. He's talking about you. But you thought other people would suffer, and you were perfectly okay with that because you thought you were white. So that makes you immoral and inhumane for voting for Trump. And therefore, you voted for your own father who is suffering, who is terminally ill, to spend what little time he has left in pain and isolation, to die in a cell with his final memories being pain and isolation. You got to spend the rest of your life knowing that this is how your father died because of your vote. This is an extreme example of how pathetically desperate some brown and black people are for white acceptance and white validation. They will trade in their own family and loved ones for it. That self-hate that stems from generations of internalized racism, the need to still assimilate to whiteness, is still so ingrained in so many Latinos, who will erase themselves just to be disposable to people who will never accept them. She's a perfect perfect example. She was dumb enough to let those people use her for her vote, and now she's disposable to them in the worst way possible.
So there's a creator on TikTok who is named Cynthia, who has been sharing her journey of her terminally ill father being detained by ICE and how he's probably going to spend the rest of his time on this earth in detainment, or I think just not with him, right? She's Brazilian, I think, and she also has shared that she regrets her vote because she was not informed. She was just supporting RFK's like medical health policies, which are also not founded in facts or in respect for science or also for like true health. And I actually feel for her because that's messed up. And like, what do we get from like rubbing things in her face? Like, obviously, it's like a cheetah's voting for the cheese I ate in my face party. But I think the main question that we should really ask, and when she is past this part of her life, this phase of her life, I don't want to sound insensitive about the fact that she's seeing her father off into the next world, right? But I'm thinking like, okay, if you really feel this deeply, if you really regret this, if you're really, really going to be like an advocate for change and you want to change, I think what makes sense is that once this is past her, right? Once, you know, she has said her goodbyes, and once she has, you know, gone through the stages of grief where she can function again in a way that she can, what is she going to do to make sure other people don't feel that pain? That other people don't have to spend the rest of their living parents' life with them in detainment? That's what I want to know. What are you going to do, Cynthia, so that you can use your platform, your power, your money, you said everything about you, to try to make sure you save some other person from feeling the pain that you feel right now? Because that is a true testament to your character and your regret and wishing you hadn't done that, right? Because you were very willing to not care about somebody else. And that's what I mean. It's like, God bless you, girl. Like, I'm going to keep you guys in my prayers. But I would love to stay updated on what you are doing to make sure that nobody else, if you can, ever has to go through the pain that you went through.
I'm not gonna clown on this girl. Plenty of people are doing it already. But I think it's an important conversation, so let's talk about it. For those that haven't seen, there is a viral video of this girl crying, asking for help. She lives in Florida and her father was detained by ICE and is about to be deported. On top of that, su papá tiene cancer. And from her words, it seems like he doesn't have a lot of time to live. Very sad. And if that was it, I think everybody would be rallying behind this family. But as it turns out, this girl voted for the current administration that is doing these mass deportations. She admits it in her videos. She also takes accountability that she was not educated. She wasn't watching the news. But many folks are saying it's too late. But this story, just like many others, because this is not the first Trump supporter whose family suffers because of deportations, it's a great example of people not showing empathy about events that are happening when your family is not affected or you don't think they're going to be affected. A lot of people were openly very proud about what's happening right now, up until it started happening to their neighbors, to their friends, despite many of us calling it out. The family had asked if the father could be released in the US so he could spend time with his family, and they were denied. I'm not gonna celebrate that. That's horrible. And nobody should suffer the way the family is suffering right now. But I understand people's sentiment. And the person that is suffering the most, the father, he didn't vote for this. So I personally hope the family can find some relief in some way. And I do hope that this is a learning lesson about caring for your neighbor, to have each other's back, and to be educated about choices that you're making in the future. But I want this to be a conversation, familia. What do you all think about the story? Not gonna attack her here because I see some of y'all getting a little out of hand with some of the commentary that y'all are making. Pero la mera verdad, qué tristeza.
I don't know if y'all seen that creator that was making a few posts about how her dad is being detained by ICE and he is terminally ill. And then she's supposed to have a meeting with ICE to see if he can be released due to medical reasons. The way she tells the story, he only has about maybe 6 months to live. He's wheelchair bound, like he needs help, like the whole nine, like it's bad. He's dying. So I watched the video and she had the meeting with ICE and they denied it. But then what's worse is she voted for Trump. Let her tell it, she didn't dig that deep into Trump when she voted for him. That was one of the main things that man was campaigning about. So how you missed that, I don't know. So in all actuality, you voted against your own family. So of course now she's been asking for everyone to help. She's been writing letters, news, and nobody's getting back to her. Now, I definitely feel bad because no one deserves to live the rest of the end of their life like that. I don't believe in that. But this is what you voted for and the choices that you made, and now this is the hand that you're dealt. You didn't do homework on him, on the deportation and the immigrant. I mean, I don't know what you want the people to do, to be honest. Like, you voted for that and this is where we are. Yeah.
As easy as it would be for me to say that I wasn't thinking when I voted or that I don't watch the news, I had to ask myself the same question that hundreds of you are asking me, is why did I vote the way I did? I've spent the last few days reflecting, and I feel like I came through some sort of revelation, or like blindfolds were ripped off my eyes. I started seeing things differently. I questioned my beliefs, my choices, and my role in all of it. I started to realize that it wasn't just this one choice I made. It was kind of a accumulation of choices I've been making for years. Like, for example, when I had my first daughter, I never taught her Spanish because I didn't care to have her learn Spanish. And after having my second daughter, I kind of knew that I wanted her to speak Spanish because I wanted her to be able to speak with my family and connect with them and have a sense of belonging with them. The hate I received online, although it was harsh, I feel like it was so needed, and I'm so thankful for it, because it made me realize things that I was blind to for so many years. I feel like living in South Florida, surrounded by Republican voices, I was brainwashed into thinking I was one of them. I fell for the propaganda, the normalization of cruelty, and I believed the lies that gave me a false sense of security and belonging. I was convinced that voting for Trump was for the economy or against crime, when in reality I was supporting a man and a movement that dehumanizes people. He basically built his platform on targeting immigrants, spreading hate, and pushing policies that ultimately broke families apart. I regret my vote so deeply, and if I could go back and change it, I would. My vote wasn't just a mistake, it was the ultimate betrayal of the very people that I come from. My dad isn't a criminal. He was a hardworking man. He raised me and my 4 siblings, and now he's fighting for his life in a cell. I'm still fighting with everything I have to see if I can get him released so that he's able to spend his final days at home surrounded by his family and his children. When I voted for Trump, I supported the very system that allows this kind of cruelty to happen. That is a choice that I have to live with. Some people have said that my family deserves this, or that I or my dad deserve it, or that it's some sort of justice, but no person deserves to go through anything like this. No person deserves to be ripped away from their family. No one deserves to die alone and sick and far from people who love them. To my family, to my community, to my children, and to every single person who has been affected by the choice that I made, I am so sorry. I've started educating myself on immigration, on the US history, on systematic racism, and how people in power manipulate and try to divide us. I'm reading, listening, learning, and unlearning everything that I thought I knew. And to anyone who is feeling the same regret as I am, I want you guys to know that there's still a way for us to move forward, but it starts with honesty first. Somewhere along the way, I forgot where I came from. I forgot the dirt roads I used to walk down. I forgot the bucket paths I used to take. I forgot my mom's struggle and my dad's sacrifice to come to a brand new country to start a life for all of us. When I voted the way that I did, I turned my back on all of it. I know that a lot of you aren't going to forgive me, and I'm really not expecting anyone to, but I just want everyone to know that I'm going to move forward with more compassion, continue educating myself, and fight for those who can't fight for themselves.
Imagine being so ignorant that you voted against the one person who loved you so much and who you love so much and wanted to really stay with him during his last days. Imagine what she's going through right now, and all the pain her vote must have cost everyone around her. Most of her family members who are seeing these videos right now, trust me, who voted for Kamala, might even decide never to have anything to do with her ever again in their lives. And that's really painful, seriously. Imagine having to blame yourself for the rest of your life, that if you had not casted that vote, maybe something would have happened. Maybe he would have still be here, or probably you would have spent the last days of his life with him. Just one vote would have counted for you, okay? It's just some of those things happen, right? So many things come to your mind. Maybe if I've done this, if I've done that, okay, maybe things would have been better. Okay, I remember when I lost my child, and that was some years back, and trust me, so many things still cross my mind till today. Oh, if I had done this, maybe this boy would have still been here. If I had done this, you know, sometimes those things just flash back in your memory and you can never forget. And that's exactly the state where she is now, when you have to, you know, blame yourself for the rest of your life because of the choices that you have made. Well guys, I have a lot of comments. People came to the comment section and they weren't playing, so let me read out some comments for you guys. Someone said you voted for him because you think you are white. So it's safe to say that she's married to a white person. I think her husband is white, then she has white family members, then her kids are white, so practically she felt that she is white. So a lot of people are not telling her you felt you were white, that was why you voted the way you did. You didn't care until it affected you. If this never happened, you would have never regretted your vote. And that's true. People only regret when they're going through stuff, okay? I think the regret is only coming when things like this happen to people. You voted because you dislike Black Americans. You thought you were one of them, and Trump showed you exactly who you were. Someone say, I will vote. Vote Donald Trump. Okay, I hope your dad does not get out. You deserve this. Oh, that was so mean. Oh, no, no, no. Seriously, I hope they are able to get his dad out. At least let him spend his last days with his children. That's what a human being would do for another human being, because it's so painful having him in ICE detention. You don't know what's happening to him there. You don't know the situation of things over there. Yes, the daughter voted wrongly, according, voted for something that she would have thought better, especially because he promised mass deportation, and now it's affecting his family, her family, and of course the community. Maybe she would have, if she had known better, she would have voted better, because according to her, she didn't know better, right? And she's regretting it. But you guys, a lot of people said a lot of things, and okay. You voted for him because you want to be white. You did this to your father. You should feel guilty. She's going to feel guilty for the rest of her life, so we don't even need to remind her. Is this the daughter that voted for her dad to? Oh my god. Okay, I'm just going to leave at that one. Okay, so many people said a lot of things. You only regret it because it's affecting you. If it wasn't, I bet you wouldn't even say anything. He said everything he was going to do. What were you not informed about? That's the question. Like, what were you really not informed about? Is it that you didn't know about it, you didn't come across it, you didn't watch the news, you didn't watch some of the things he said, some of the social media clips? Because she's actually a very social media person. She can't say that she's not social media friendly. She is. If you check her page, she creates content with her family, with her child, so you know definitely she's a mom and she loves to create content. So definitely she must have come across people making videos about this and talking about what would happen. So she cannot tell us she didn't see it or hear it at any point in time. If it wasn't your dad, you would still be feeling the exact same way you did months ago, and you wouldn't give a damn that it was happening to someone else's dad. I have sympathy for your dad. You deserve everything that's happening, every emotions you're feeling, and every consequences that comes. I hope this makes you better in the future, but that's on you. For years, Donald Trump has blatantly showed his character and values. Your revelation is pathetic. Glad you're educating yourself now. Sucks it took you this situation to finally educate yourself, though. You wouldn't be making this video if it wasn't your family. Crocodile tears. I'm in Texas, surrounded by Republican voices, but I watch history. He told you exactly what he was going to do. He did you exactly. Told you exactly what he was going to do. It was literally an open book test, and you still chose the wrong choice. Normally, I don't have sympathy for Trump voters who suffer because he's so awful. Too bad for you, Fafo, all that. But in the case where someone realizes that they made a mistake and owns that mistake publicly, I feel it counterproductive to dogpile on that person. Don't we have people to learn and do better in the future, and for others to do the same? If we are just mean and unsympathetic no matter what, then I feel like nothing will ever change and we are in a doom loop forever. You having an identity crisis is a sick excuse. You voted against your own people and culture because you don't value it, hence not teaching your daughter Spanish. You want to be something you aren't. You only care because your father is gone. You need deeper help and healing. Okay, I'm just going to end this here. So she actually, in the second video where she talked about how she regrets some of her choices, not teaching her first daughter Spanish, so her second daughter now she has to teach the child Spanish. She said reason, okay, but you guys, let me know what you think in the comments from her story and everything, and people's comments. Let me know what you think about it. Share your thoughts with me in the comments. I feel so sad for her dad, but you guys, this is Pe0ple, okay? She's just finding out, but it happens to be too late because her dad is already in ICE custody. Well, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let's have that conversation. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see it. See you guys on my next video. Thank you so much guys for watching. Bye guys.